Welcome back, everybody. The grumpy old git in the corner. Well, what we got on the cards today, then? Well, it would seem as if you listen to the NHS and the government, all bar the odd mention, as I've said before, the lurgy seems to have gone. Yeah, they're saying we had the fastest rollout of the jibby jab, we've had the fastest booster scheme going. Well, of course we have, Javid, you little prick. Compared to most countries in the world, we've got a very small population and we're on a very small island. Of course we're going to get it done quicker. Anyway, as I mentioned him now, old Javid, had a lot to say for himself yesterday with the, or part, state of my bloody hair, or part of the so-called recovery plan for the NHS. So let's see what, just a couple of things that he had to say about it. Now, on my backup channel, my second channel, there is posted the whole of his statement. Wouldn't waste time putting it on here, but I'll put it over there. I'll put a link in the description below. If anybody wants to see his full statement, it's there. But anyway, let's have a look at some of the things he said.
A lot of people, understandably, stayed away from the NHS during the heights of the pandemic. And the most up-to-date estimate from the NHS is that that number is around 10 million people.
So there you go. People stayed at home. He said they elected, more or less, to stay away. Not in his exact words, but he said they just stayed away. But why did they stay away from healthcare? Well, from what we see, it was the fact that you and your cronies used propaganda and mainstream media to terrify people into staying away. They didn't want to stay away. Many needed help. Many needed treatment. But you terrified them into staying away. There's every chance, even if they did go, that they would have been pulled over by the police, stopped by the police walking up the road and interrogated, threatened into giving their full medical history and their life story before they were allowed to continue. That's why people stayed away. Jab it all. And then we get to this.
We have already announced that we're back in the NHS with an extra £2 billion of funding for elective recovery this year and £8 billion on top of that over the next 3 years. In addition, we are putting almost an additional £6 billion towards capital investment for new beds, equipment and technology. And today, we're announcing the next.
Yeah. He still thinks that throwing money at a problem solves it. Do you remember where that got us before, Jab it all? Yeah? The last time the government threw money at the NHS, or allegedly at the NHS, yeah, we got a whole shitload of TikTok videos from them. And full pockets for families, friends of ministers, in particular Hancock. who is actually still an MP apparently. He's no right to be there with what he's done. So that's what we got. Like I say, I cherry-picked just a couple of items from the list. If you want to see the whole interview, the whole statement, it's over there on my backup channel. Now, yesterday there was an interview live with an MP. I didn't catch his name and I didn't record it or anything, sadly. But he commented on the Keir Starmer debacle. And he said, if Boris keeps going the way he is, we will see something similar to what America saw on Capitol Hill. Well, you absolute unit. Have you not been out of the door lately? Get away from your sheltered life and seen the protests in just about every city in this country for months after months, and they're still going now? Do you not see them? Or are you just trying to push something here? Are you trying to incite something by mentioning this? Because nobody else has. I suggest you get looked into for inciting trouble. Seems to be happening to the normal members of the public nowadays, doesn't it? Yeah, that just seemed a bit of a strange throwaway comment he made there, but I think that one might just come back to bite him on the ass. Now, I'm going to wade in on this disgusting footballer who kicked his cat. Oh, sorry, I should say allegedly. We've all seen the video, it's out there, although mainstream media are now saying we won't put it up because it might offend people. Yeah, okay. But I'm not going to talk about him. One, as you know, I am an animal lover. I've got my little cat here. She's my constant companion. And she loves watching Pap on the internet. By the way, she's about 15, 16 in cat years, which in human years makes her well into her 80s. So she's an old girl, but she's still got a lot in her. But I want to talk about the media's reaction to this. As I say, I do not condone violence or abuse of animals. But mainstream media, you are all over this like a bloody rash. It's on every broadcast. It's on every news. You're pumping it out hourly. Okay, this is abuse to a cat. Now, I've got a question for you, mainstream media. You all over this. Where were you when pensioners and innocent people walking on the streets of our capital were getting their heads split open by police with weapons? Where were you when pensioners were getting pushed to the ground, rolled over, jumped on by about 6 thieving, corrupt coppers just to get the handcuffs on them, when they weren't resisting, but 6 of them jump on them? Where were you then? Any credibility you had left, well, you've never had any with me, but any you had left with anybody is Gone. Anyway, I'm back on the case today, people. Watching what's going on. There may be another video up later. I'm going to try and catch up on a lot more, and I'd like to put it out when I can now, the day these things happen, because I'm always a day behind. And while I've got a bit of time on my hands, it makes sense. But, yeah, and Canada. Oh my God. Tyrant Trudeau over in Canada. Gone full tilt on the truckers. Stealing equipment. Fuel. All done by the more corrupted mounted police. I'm not going to put Royal Mounted Police in there because they're disgusting. They've just turned into a giant gang. And he said they will stop food getting to them. Well, I would say to you, Trudeau, you are absolutely screwed. You are telling the very people, the farmers and the truckers who produce the food in your country, distribute the food in your country, that they can't have any. Did your playboy father never tell you, do not bite the hand that feeds you? Well, pretty boy, I think your time is limited now. Just with that one statement alone. Limited. In my opinion. But anyway, guys, that's it. Nearly a couple of minutes over my 10-minute limit that I set myself now, but I don't give a shiny one. I would, through the channel, like to thank a subscriber. As you know, I've been getting together some photography equipment. Some I've been given, some I'm buying. I'm talking about a good friend of ours on here, Hedden Enterprises. Over the last 2 weeks, I've been asking him his advice. He knows about photography, and I know about it, but with these modern cameras, I'm screwed. And Hedden, thank you very much, mate. Your advice and tips over the last couple of weeks, I am now getting a good kit together of stuff that will work together. Something I don't always have. But I'd just like to say thank you very much for your help and your advice, mate. It is very much appreciated. If anybody doesn't know, Hedden does have a channel. I'll drop a link again in the description below. That list of links is growing in there. Yeah, he's a real nice guy, willing to help anybody, and I appreciate you muchly, mate. Thank you very much. And saying that, I'd like to thank you all for your support, and my respects to each and every one of you, as always. As I say, there may be another video later, depends if I can get it done or not. So until then, as always, stay safe. Stay strong. Stay free from tyranny and oppression. Laters, guys.